Okay, so this is one of these hacker ranks where if you were presented with it in an interview, you might say, what the heck has this got to do with web application development, and end the interview. But it's not impossible. Let's look at it. It says, Mr. Vincent works in a doormat manufacturing company. One day he designed a new doormat with the following specifications. Mat size must be n times m. N is an odd natural number and m is 3 times n. So why they bother giving us m, I don't know. This design should have the welcome in the center. The design should have only use the block and 2 dots and minus characters. And sample designs that haven't really rendered very well. But it renders better there. Look, like a mat there. So the import format is going to give us the space separated values of n and m. So let's do that before we get lost in the details. Okay, so that gives us n and m. Oh. That will give us n and m. If you want to believe me. There we go, your output. I've got the input, I've given it back. Right, so we've got n and m. And then we actually want them to be ints. So we can go n equals int n, or we can just cheat and, well, not cheat, but just run the int function on each part. So that should give us as an int. Man, you know, I've actually realized for the first time, I'm actually putting my head over the top of that. Where can I stick my head? That's going to be, why do I even need my head? There's another matter. Let's just make my head over there. Is that better? I don't know. Anyway, so it's an int anyway. You can see there's an int. So far so good. So we have n and m as ints, and now we've got to use that to output this pattern. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck they're talking about, don't worry, let's break it down. So it's actually simpler than it seems. You see this kind of meat and 2 veg pattern in the middle. You can see it's a pattern, and actually the rest of it's just filled in. So we just put the meat and 2 veg in the right place, and then we fill it in with these minuses, right? So you've got one. Look at the blocks. You got 1 there, you got 3 there, you got 5 there, and you got 7 there, and then 7, 5, 3. So it's just the odd numbers in a row. So if we do for I in range 1 n, 1 to n, and going up in steps of 2, right? One, 3, 5. So this is 1 to n. N is 7, and going up by 2. So such as that. 1, 3, 5. Okay, and that's how many meat and veggies we're going to have. We're going to have 1. We're going to have 3, we're going to have 5, and in R1 we're not going to have this line, we're going to have welcome. So what we need now is we need a pattern, and our pattern is, from here, is the meat and 2 veg there. And then we're going to times it by I, the index that we're on, so that's like 1, 3, or 5, and then we're then going to center it, and we're gonna center it within this, and then we're gonna print the pattern. So that should get us our top half. So that should get us our top half. Let's see what it does. There we go. So we've kind of got the top half. We've still got the NA7 written there, which we don't need. So now we need the middle bit. And the middle bit is, you just hard code the word welcome. And then we do the same fun here. Like that. Let's see if it does anything. Okay, now we've got the welcome bit. And then we need to do the bottom half, which is pretty much like the top half. So I'm just gonna steal. I'll put the middle bit in here. Top half, top third. Bottom bit. Okay, not technically half. Mathematicians screaming. Right, so this time, instead, we're gonna start with n minus 2, and then we're gonna go 0, and then we're gonna go minus 2, and then that can stay the same. And let's see if I've done anything sensible. Nice, and that's worked. That's worked. If that didn't make sense, let's go through that again. So I kind of rushed over that bit. So if you see, we're going to start. We want to be here, right? And we're going to work back to 0. We want to work down to 0. So n is 7, minus 2 is 5. 3, okay, on our pattern was a bit smaller, so it's 5, 3, 1. So we start at 5, then we go 3, then we go 1. And if I just show you that last bit at the bottom, 5, 3, 1. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, don't worry. You'll never have to do this in real life. It's just, if they present you this kind of thing in an interview, you just either try your best, or maybe they give you a tip, or just smile and look confused. They've either got a job for you to do or not. These kind of patterns, I don't know. I'm a little bit skeptical about whether, like, what is generating pictures of ASCII images of rugs got to do with making web apps, you know, which you're generally doing as a Python developer. You know, it is what it is. Of course, if you work in a matte design making business, you might say I use this all the time, but I seriously doubt it.